everybody for being here. I'll mimic what Claire said, that it's nice to actually be in a room with people and not see everybody on the screen. So thank you for inviting me as well, Claire, to share a little bit of our story and information between our partnership at Big Brothers Big Sisters and the United Way. Our agency has been a partner with the United Way for decades. We have been very blessed to receive the funding that the United Way works really hard at raising and flowing that through to agencies such as Big Brothers Big Sisters. The kind of our backstory, the funding received from the United Way accounted for about 12 to 13% of our budget back in what I call the glory days. And that was very instrumental for our agency to be able to grow our programs and support our mission, which is what the community expects from us and what we're held accountable to do. When the funding decreased, and we are grateful for Make a Difference grant funding, but that is now attributing to about 2.5% of our budget. So the conversation was had as to how do we replace 10% of our budget in a pretty quick amount of time. And the way we had to do that was dip into our reserves, which is not a large amount, grow our events. As I'm sure most of you know in the room, Big Brothers Big Sisters does quite a bit of events in the community. And so trying to figure out how to grow those events in competition with so many other agencies in the community and organizations that are trying to put on fundraising events, it was very challenging and is very challenging. So our board, trying to think about how do we do this? How do we replace other than events? The thought was, well, when workplace campaigns are dwindling or going away, surely the people that are giving to the campaigns through the United Way will just start directly sending those dollars to our agency. Well, we found out that that is not happening. We have put effort into growing our monthly donor campaign, getting our recurring individual donations increased, and it's a struggle. We have not met that goal. We are nowhere nearing meeting the goal of the funds that we used to receive from the United Way. So we are still fighting that challenge. Second year of the decline in our agency, obviously COVID. We were blessed to receive some PPP loans that got us through the year. But looking forward and looking to the future, the workplace campaigns and the campaign through the United Way really help secure those dollars so agencies like ours knows that the funding is going to be received. Doing an event, there's no guarantee. COVID proved that. Our events were hit hard for the revenue that we generated, and other than that, it takes away our staff time. We have a very small staff, probably the smallest between the three of us. We have 4 people in our office. When the initial decline came from the United Way, we had a full-time and a part-time position that needed to be replaced. But knowing that this decrease from our United Way funding was going to happen, we couldn't replace those staff members. So that in turn puts a big chunk of work on our already overtaxed and overworked employees. They're putting in way more hours for less pay, and that's part of being in the nonprofit world. But we've been understaffed for almost 2 years, and so a lot of that funding that we could receive from the United Way, we could increase our staff members and be able to really focus on our mission and not focus on building our events and doing work that is outside of the mission just to keep the agency afloat. So with that, I just want to stress that going into the future, for Big Brothers Big Sisters, receiving this funding from the United Way and getting that dollar amount back up to where it had been in the past allows us to grow our program, our school-based program, our community-based program. It's just very vital to the success of our agency. And so I hope coming out of this that there will be a lot of increased activity in the workplace campaigns, and that the United Way can reach their goal and help funnel those to agencies like Big Brothers Big Sisters. So thanks for listening to me ramble, and thanks for Claire for putting this on.